In the heart of Minnesota, where the cold winds blow, I cultivate a vision, let your life grow amidst the frozen ground with seeds of innovation. In nighttime with streams, food forests rise like shadows in the night. Roast your rose and wave them in through the night. Oh, the journey's just begun in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites. In harmony they run. Shawnee's got a food to life in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation sky sign. Through perennials and lions, side by side they thrive. Unorchestra of nature, sustenance revive. With passion in my hands, I till the fat I learn. It brings sustainable rebirth in every leaf and stem. A legacy I weave from roots of hope and carry all we achieve. Oh, the journey's just begun in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites. In harmony they run. Shawnee's got a food to life in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation sky sign. The symphony of growth beneath seeds of gentle dance. Nature dreams unfold in nature's grand romance. Bound by love and earth, a future intertwined in Minnesota's embrace. The golden sunlight. Oh, the journey's just begun in the land of ice and sun, where the green and fresh unites. In harmony they run. Shawnee's got a food to life in sustainable design, a haven for my family, creation sky sign. I don't know how to fix this. It says browser failed to play the clip and it won't show me.
Okay, you're.
Oh, there it goes. I'm
Got
on
it.
YouTube, but I can't on StreamYard page. How do I fix the
StreamYard's
StreamYard?
not letting me join the chat tonight either.
Okay, so
Being
how do I
weird.
make the screen go back?
That was awesome. That was
Okay, so
awesome. Rocket song.
welcome to Shawnee Grows. I don't know how to fix this on my end though, over here.
What's
Thank
going
you for
on?
being here. Is the sound check? Can everyone hear me? We can see and hear you. Okay, thanks, Kristen.
Okay.
You look fine. Yeah, this other, I'll just move this over here maybe then.
I can't see too well tonight.
And then we need the chat. Okay. If you're watching this on the replay, please leave a comment and say hi. We're going to talk about tonight's tea first. So I always have my little French press.
Yummy.
And I have a tea blend called Autumn Orchard. So it's white peony tea, organic lemon balm, organic nettle leaf, organic apples, pears, cinnamon chips, and it says apple cider flavoring. Not really sure what that's about.
Sounds good though.
So we're gonna press it down so the loose leaf goes to the bottom, and then I can just pour out the liquid and have some tea. Does anyone have favorite teacup in their house?
Favorite? I have one that I've had since I was a kid that looks like a teddy bear. Oh my god. It's got like a little teddy bear emblem on it, and I always use it when I'm sick. Like if I'm sick, it gives me like that comfort of childhood.
Yeah.
Like when I was, fighting a cold.
So we've got some guests on the panel tonight. We have Diva in the Dirt, Storms, Radios, and Cats, and South Florida Sunshine. Do you guys want to introduce yourselves and give us a quick spiel about your channel for the folks in the chat?
Sure.
Uh-oh.
she left.
She hit a button. It's okay.
Now
It
what do
happens.
we do?
I don't know. We never know.
Yeah.
So I'm Maureen. I'm Diva in the Dirt is my channel, and I am up in Canada. My grow zone is 9B. Which is a pretty sweet grow zone, so we can grow quite a bit and have quite a big growing season. I am 4 years into being a grower. I'm a jazz and blues singer. That's what I do. I still do, but that's what my one business is. And then, of course, I'm a content creator here. And all of this is new to me, and I love and hate every minute of it. So I have backyard chickens, and I grow a lot of food. And my goal is to try to help and teach other people to grow their own food instead of what's in the grocery stores and things that are full of chemicals, and to become more self-sustainable, so that we just had to buy some lettuce the other day, and it was $7 for 3 very small romaine heads.
Oh my goodness.
Yikes.
Yeah, it was like, and so it's being creative enough to go, okay, how do I have it where we're using the grocery stores less, and just going to our grocery store in our yard, like what you go pick your groceries. Right?
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So that's me.
All right.
Oh,
Storms. Oh, you're still there, Carol?
yeah, I'm here. But Storms can go.
Judy first.
Oh, I get to go next, Storms?
No, she's on the other side of you. Yeah.
My name is Carol. I'm South Florida Sunshine. I grow things down in a tropical zone, zone 10B, 11A. I also refer to it as Hades A because it's hot as Hades during the spring and summer here. We're still having very warm weather. But you'll see me growing things like bananas. I have sour sops that are they're throwing out flowers right now, which is the weirdest thing. And I grow things that you would see in the tropics. I started, I would say, about 5 years, but I sucked really bad at it until I met another grower who a lot of you probably know on here. His name's David the Good. And he let me know that I was in the tropics pretty much, that I wasn't going to have the same spring as everybody else. And that's where I first learned about grow zones. And I started looking up like my grow zone and everything like that. But also I realized I really don't like growing annuals. So you won't see me grow that many. I would love to be my own grocery store, but my stuff will be very varied than the typical grocery store. It would be more like a world market grocery store. I have a jackfruit tree too. If you've ever seen those, they're really interesting looking fruits. They smell just like juicy fruit gum once they start to ripen, and they taste similar to it, but there's all even different types of jackfruit. But I'm a Florida art teacher. I had my certification in the state of Florida for 20 years, and now I'm homeschooling our foster to adopt son with special needs. And go figure, I had to let that go after the big parallelogram. Our lives got a little bit crazy, and I had my mom here. So I'm teaching, and I could be writing my own evaluations, and I can't because I don't have my teaching degree certified anymore. Yay! But so I put my time mostly into my son right now. So you'll just see me live usually on Friday. It's at 11:30 p.m. Eastern on my channel. And once in a while, I'll be throwing out videos and shorts so you can see what's going on in our yard and garden. Storms?
It's like a test you didn't.
I know. It feels like a test.
Yeah.
I'm so bad about
Well, I live in Kentucky. People just call me Storms or Barry or, hey, you.
Or bacon
Yeah,
salad.
you, the guy with a cat. I have a house full of cats. Just moved into this place. And I like to garden, but as far for plans for this year, I'm planning next year, so I'm not worried about anything over If I had moved like 2 months earlier, I probably would have made a plan for like a winter garden. But
Hmm.
so I don't know what else to say.
Well, so I am Shawnee Grows. This is my first live stream that I am hosting.
Woo!
My channel, I know.
Woo, woo,
Yeah, click the
woo, woo,
button.
woo.
We're doing it. We're here. I am trying to grow more food. I was recently given the option on 2.5 acres to kind of plant freely of whatever I want. So I'm showing grocery row gardens or like little food islands. Trying to get perennials in was a big thing this year, and then just working the soil in the annual areas, and then trying to make a plan of what I want to add next year. And I just want to keep growing and growing because I am a mother of 3. We homeschool, so it's really important to just have that extra level. They can learn how to grow their own food and see where food comes from, because sometimes that's missed in households. So
Right.
we are going to see who's in the chat, because I am learning how to run and drive this, so bear with me here. We have Creative Redundancy. Hello, hello. Kristen Grounds, good to see you. Duncan, 1900 Homestead, welcome in. Raspberry Rock, Off-Grid Cabin is Russell. Russell might get a little crazy, but we welcome that. Crazy Life Homestead, hello, hello. Peaceful Des, you're here? You need one that says nothing since I do not have a yard. Well, we can get you some plants for a window.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Miss Sharon, hello, hello.
Hey, Miss Sharon.
Yeah, I think you need to. Yeah, I think you need to mod Miss Sharon.
Yeah, so that's over. How do I get
Yeah.
back to? She's a fantastic mod.
Actually, you can do it. You can do it right off of the live chat.
Oh, you can
if
do
you-
it in the StreamYard? Okay.
Not in the StreamYard.
I'm streaming.
Oh, okay.
From the
Yeah, I went to
YouTube one.
YouTube.
Live.
Yeah.
But,
I think
but
I
if
got
you're,
it.
okay.
I think she modded us before. I think. Are we not modded?
I think
Yeah,
you're blue.
yeah.
Yeah. I think.
But in the live chat, if you just click the 3 dots, you can just go and mod her.
Yeah.
I think it worked.
Okay.
But yeah, any
I'll
more
wait- I'll wait
advice?
to see.
Keep it coming whenever.
Yeah. I thought she had that one because she had done it to us before. That's all I meant.
Miss Sharon, this is a really nice stainless steel French press that you can make coffee or tea in. So I got it on
Ooh.
Amazon, and I'm pretty sure at some point I'll figure out how to do links to Amazon, but not today.
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
Oh,
She's got a wrench.
Did it work? Okay.
Hey, Anne.
I'm sharing you out.
Check,
That's
she
what I'm
says.
over here doing.
Dave Knight, hello. Hello.
Hey, Dave, again.
Oh, hello, Mushroom Mark. It is good to see you. Oh, I like your picture. That's a nice picture. Anne's place is here. Hello. And I think I'm at the bottom.
Yeah.
All
Way
right.
to go.
Duncan is another one too. You want modded because she hits the trolls. Miss Sharon
Duncan.
shares.
Yeah, she's like
And
lightning.
Duncan is swift too. She knows and recognizes when somebody's trolling
I
you.
am nervous about the trolls, so
Yeah.
keep it safe up in here.
Yeah. Did you put it on that people can't comment unless they
Well,
have?
I did. It was supposed to be set for 20 minutes. Did anyone get a notification of that in the chat? That I did that right?
We would have to scroll up.
Oh yeah, it does. Yeah, it says
Say it.
subscriber mode only.
Yeah.
So yeah, so you get a nice little 20-minute,
Russell's going to represent trolls here tonight.
Okay.
That's too funny.
All right. So if you're just joining us, tonight's topic is holiday gardening tips, growing food for winter celebrations, what to grow for your holiday meals, edible gifts, and decorations. This is going to be more of like a brainstorm kind of a thing. We're not doing a tutorial on how to create each thing, but we just want to talk about maybe it's things we can implement this holiday season, or maybe we will just add it to our garden plan for next year to then have for the following holiday season, right?
Right.
So the first category I want to talk about is meals. In our meals, what are things that we can grow to put on that table? So a really small category we're going to start with is herbs. There's rosemary, thyme, sage, parsley. Those are really, I'm not going to say easy to grow, but I think most people could grow the herbs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We have, maybe you want to serve a salad, you could grow your own salad. You want,
Right.
in my area, I have to grow cold hardy greens for this time of year. So that's your kale, tatsoi, Swiss chard. You've got your tried and true storage vegetables. So your carrots, beets, turnips, parsnips, potatoes, winter squash, cabbage, beans. I did manage to grow some squash this year at the offsite garden.
Oh,
Yay!
So,
beautiful.
and I wiped them down with apple cider vinegar, just like
Like,
Diva in
I
the Dirt
remember her
teaches
telling me that. She's like,
everybody.
I
know.
missed that video. She saw it. She goes, "Oh," or the short. Was it a short and a video? And
Just
she's
a
like,
short.
I'm wiping them down like Maureen said, and I'm like, what does
So
Maureen say?
Raspberry Rock,
Mhm.
growing mushrooms is on my checklist to try. If you have tips,
I have a box that I need to start. It's the back to roots, but not
Yeah.
outside yet. I need to find an area. Like I want to put them around the perimeter of an area.
right. We
So
would
I
do
know.
mushrooms inside for this time of year, and then outside in the spring.
Yeah, I wanted to get. Duncan had the big old bag of lion's mane that I would love to.
Lion's mane. Okay.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
only
that
problem
one's good.
The only problem here is I want to do it inside, but I'm not sure how well it will do inside if, like with all of us, we have asthma and stuff. So if there's somebody
Yeah.
in the chat who's really good with mushrooms, like how safe is that with mushroom spores inside your house? When like down here in Florida, we don't have winter. We're not closing up with heat, but we always have our AC pretty much going.
Yeah.
I wasn't sure with asthma and allergies how safe it is to do inside. And then outside, if I do it outside, we have rats. So
Oh
do I
my.
just remove it from the container and
I
spore
don't-
stuff?
Yeah, I don't know that that rats would go after it because there's mushrooms galore out,
Mhm.
just in the wild, and they're not going after them.
Yeah. I didn't
like I,
know. I didn't know if they
Mhm.
like the edible ones or not.
Mm.
They were running crazy on our patio, like thumping against our hurricane shutter
Ugh.
that we still have up. I heard them as I was putting Malachi down.
Oh no.
I was thinking it was the possum. That's like how Cucamonga big this one must have been. And then I saw that my husband had, he works in the industry and he had his bait on top of, guess where? My gardening, little closet that's supposed to keep them out. It's right on top of it.
It's
So no wonder-
attracting them. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
Yes, I
Yes.
just realized. Yeah.
No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. So we'll be bleaching everything probably again out there and putting that somewhere. But anyway, yeah, I just didn't know if it was safe to do inside with
Welcome
asthma
in,
and
Mike.
allergies. Hey, Mike's.
I did have success growing the beans this year.
Oh my
Oh.
gosh.
You
It's
did.
two
Nice.
different kinds.
Wow.
What you
I've never
grow?
done it before, so it was totally exciting.
You had great success.
No
What is
kidding.
that?
Yeah.
What type is it, Shawnee?
So there's the two kinds are, I think it's called Good Mother Stallard,
okay.
and then 1500-year-old cave bean are the two names.
Oh, neat.
I haven't grown
Yeah.
any of those.
And I have ate them, and they are delicious.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, and then so the next category for meals is your preserves, right? So like your
Right.
jams, jellies,
Mm.
marinades, sauces.
I like doing
Maybe
that.
you froze or canned some
You're
green
talking
beans,
my language now.
made some
Yeah.
pickles, some corn. You just get your brain thinking about things that you could grow yourself and put together to serve on the table, right?
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna say, ask the panel, do you grow anything specifically for your holiday meals? Does it just kind of happen, or is it a goal you have?
Maureen, you've got the squash. You're the squash lady. So.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I grow a lot of squash. And I haven't, I think I'm now narrowing in on what are the ones that I really love to grow the most and that, but in the preserving aspect of it, like, we were given apples
Mhm.
and so part of your holiday meals is really good to have like your apple butter or apple sauce. And so I borrowed a juicer juice down the apples, and so I'm going to make just a cider, and we'll can it up again, to go through the holidays. But last night we had a pork roast, and I opened up one of the apple butters, and it's just absolutely wonderful. And of course, something like when you are eating pork, it's good to have applesauce because it gives you the digestive enzymes to help digest the pork. As the same thing when you're doing turkey, the reason why you have cranberry is again because it's putting in those enzymes to help you digest it. You want to eat those fruits with those meats because it's
Right.
better for you that way. So we do, like, we make our own homemade cranberry sauce. We don't grow the cranberries because that would be weird because it's a hard thing. Like, it's a flooding and it stinks. And
Yeah.
but we will make our own
Spiders.
cranberry sauce. Yeah, and we buy the big bag and then make it up, and then we turn around, we can it. So we just had Canadian Thanksgiving, so we've had it there, and then this year we froze it, but usually I just can it up, and again, it's on the shelf, and it can be something I can gift to people, as part of as a
There's your
Christmas present.
Vlogmas, another one. You just said it. If you didn't.
Yes, I
write
know.
that down.
Yes, I
down.
know. Well, I was thinking of that this morning, but it was like, it would have been really good, Maureen, is when 2 weeks ago when you were doing Thanksgiving, you should have filmed it then, and then you could have it for the Christmas, for the Vlogmas.
Yes.
But anyway, yeah.
Mm.
But yeah, so for the holidays, we did just cook up a spaghetti squash, and so the squashes that I have, this will last us, well into the spring, which is one of the reasons why I really like growing squashes, is because they're shelf stable for so long if you give a preserving for them. Like, I've had a squash last over a year and we ate it, and so when you have those hunger gaps in your growing season, things like squash help to keep you maintained with fresh food.
I
Crazy.
love that topic of hunger gap, and we're going to touch on that in a different live stream. But
Crazy Life Homestead is saying about she's been testing her soil here in Kentucky.
testing the soil here in Kentucky.
This is our Kentucky guy here, along with Randall. And Randall's been growing
on the
in
other
that
side.
soil for. Oh, is it? I'm on the thing on the StreamYard. It's supposed to mirror it.
I know it's weird.
I don't know. I might not have a setting right, guys.
I don't
No, it's
know.
not you.
Carol.
Okay.
No.
Is it? Yeah, I
Where's
see it now
permaculture?
on YouTube. There.
Hello.
Hey, Howie.
Yeah, I mean, that's Diva, and this is the microphone.
I'm like there. I'll just do this and I'll be safe. So no matter where you put me.
So-
hey, Howie. But yeah.
Go ahead.
Also check out Storm Radios and Cats at 9:30. I think you've been in there before. Country Life. Hey, Howie. I just made my whole thing huge and missed the side chat for a second. But he is familiar with Kentucky soil and growing in Kentucky, and might have tips. They might have some tips for you.
Some
And-
very challenging soil.
Yeah.
We
I don't
can
know. I
grow
think you've got good soil because it seems like
We-
anything that
you-
drops
you-
near your
You get
house.
around the rocks, yeah. You get away from the rocks are good, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
But I mean, if you guys want some rocks, I'd be more than happy to grow some for you.
Well, you can do like what the Sevenkin did, where they just took all their rocks and surrounded, and that's how they created their elevated bed. Like, if you have that much energy,
Mhm.
there's that, or strength. I don't. It's just a suggestion for someone else who might want to do that. But,
I love giving suggestions.
I know. I would think it's like, wow, you really got me thinking now, Shawnee. Like, I think I can do the jam because I've definitely got
Okay.
my mulberries frozen.
Yeah.
And I've seen people make it's like monkey butter or something like that they call it, and they do it with bananas. But they also do one that's the
Okay.
banana and rum. It's like a bananas Foster in a
Ooh.
jar. So I have to kind of look that
Ooh.
one up and see. But I would think that would be a good gifting because
That would be great for you
when
because you can grow them
everybody-
bananas. Yeah.
yeah, I can use my bananas. But also too, people gathering with the family, and they usually have a nice breakfast the next morning if people are still there, and monkey that bananas Foster with whipped cream is so good. It's so yummy. But what I did do and have done was with my old art student is we did things
enough.
like with herbs, and we made like Epsom salt soaks.
Oh.
We, would add the like Maureen. You could add your lavender too, that you
Mhm.
seem to do well with. That I can't grow worth a darn. Um, I'm trying to think like what I guess I would press out some of that. No, the Cuban oregano. They do have one that is called Nature's Vicks. So maybe I could do that one with it. I'm just trying to think like what I could actually grow and put in there. Rosemary. Um, but
Mm.
as far as like sides, sweet potatoes are grown pretty well here because of our sandy soil. The
Oh, okay.
yams that are totally different that destroy a lot of family, which is a starch, um, grow well here. But yeah, for gifting too, like salves, I've made salves, but I keep two, and so does Maureen. We both keep essential oils, and you do too, Shawnee. And I've used that and made just homemade gifts, like not necessarily right out of my garden.
Yeah,
yet.
we're gonna get to the gift section.
It's
Oh, I see a
Marissa.
hand. Hello, dear.
But yeah,
Got
so for meals, it would mostly be like sweet potatoes. I can do the greens. Like right now is our green season. If I would have got them started a little earlier,
Okay.
really easy to grow mustard greens in Florida. Definitely. That's made in 3 August. And then I decided, oh, or no cat, dog, or yeah. Well, that's yeah.
To get them moved. Yeah, okay.
Oh, bless them, and you too. But wow, bless them for doing that for you. I have to say I was very grateful for my husband after I made a big pile of banana stuff because I cleaned out the whole mat and it was a
Mhm.
huge pile along with like maybe some small bananas that were breaching the area they're allowed in. And yeah, I just kept piling the pile and he took the whole thing out and then he took the rest out when I put more down. But I'm like trying to think like I haven't grown squash, believe it or not. I haven't attempted it because of the bugs here. Um, that's the thing that
Right.
I'm up against is we don't have a winter where they just die.
Right.
So we have problems with like pickle worms, army worms, like any worm that you can imagine or caterpillar. As soon as they find out that you've got an organic garden, they're like in your yard and eating stuff.
I'm going to address this comment quick because I actually have something to say. I thought about using a pumpkin as a planter, Russell, but the thing is once it freezes and then warms back up, that pumpkin just goes to
Breaks
mush.
down.
So,
Yeah.
like, it's not even going to be a viable holder
Right.
for a plant for me, but it was one of the suggestions on what to do with a pumpkin. And
I've
once you get
done
chickens,
it
chickens will eat
inside.
it. You know,
I've
you
done
can
it
feed it to them.
inside, but again, AC. I put glass though inside. I carved it out, put a glass vase inside of it, a little
Okay.
bit smaller, and then did like a centerpiece for the holidays.
And two, if you're putting water in that soil and that pumpkin, your pumpkin could split too for like the first freeze or whatever.
Mm.
So yeah, I mean, pretty much just. I think it would look cool. Yeah, it'd
Yeah.
be great if it would like last, but
Well, is there,
unfortunately,
I'm sorry, Barry. Is there anything that actually survives your like that thrives during the winter at all where you
Yeah,
guys are?
there's a squash. What is it? A gourd.
'Cause I'm just
I wish Randy was on here because his wife was growing up a long time.
He
I'm
hasn't
You could
wondering
haul
if
it.
you can. I'm wondering then if you can actually use that as the decomposing pot, like pop holes in it, and actually put it down into the, hole you're digging for your plant, and use it as like composting pumpkin in the hole.
Probably.
If
we break them up and put them in our compost pile. You know?
Yeah, that's
Storms,
good.
radios,
Yeah.
and cats. You have future thinking about things you want to grow to put on your table. Probably strawberries. Yeah.
Yeah, oh, and I'm glad you said that because I was just you read my mind.
Ooh,
Wait, can you see my screen? No. Okay, so it's funny you would say strawberries because Kentucky Goblin and I went to the store. I just
Okay.
needed something pretty quick, and
Oh, nice.
we were coming back, and we were kind of just moseying around the yard talking, you know.
Mhm.
And my whole front yard, from the closest to the road, from the left to the right, or however you want to look at it, is wild strawberries. But unfortunately, it's the imposters. I was getting all excited because there was little red berries, and then I got to looking at it and I said, "Those are imposters.
Yeah.
That's not the ones you want to eat."
Where it makes like really little ones.
Yeah, the
It's like for
round.
the
Yeah.
it's for the deer, like not for
hmm
you. Yeah.
And I said, "Shoot, if I could eliminate that and just start little by little replacing that with real strawberries, which I could take off my strawberry plants, that would be freaking amazing, because it'd be the best use of that piece of property by the road there.
Yeah.
Um,
For them to
and
run.
yeah, and then I could
Yep.
just intersperse some flowers or whatever, wildflowers or whatever I wanted to in between, you know.
I agree.
But from that end to that end was nothing but wild, inedible. I was like, why couldn't they be real?
Right.
But yeah.
Well, for our next topic of this, it's flowers, decorations, and centerpieces. So if I can talk about that while presenting a screen. Do you just click on it? Or it was already up there? Okay. Can you see it?
You're muted, Carol.
Is it showing the dried flower bouquet?
Beautiful. Yeah, it's showing the
Okay.
dried flower bouquet.
So when you're talking about growing your own decorations or centerpieces, there's your typical like dent corn, gourds, evergreen trimmings, pine cones, stuff like that. But what I really wanted to get into was dried flower bouquets, which I did not get a chance to successfully get one out of any of it because I took too much on this year with growing. But next year it's on the top of my list. So some of the flowers that you should grow for a dried flower bouquet are statice, yarrow, celosia, straw flower, pampas grass or miscanthus grass, larkspur, ranunculus, sea holly, gomphrena, amaranth, cinnamon basil. You would let it flower. And then anise hyssop, which I grew this year, and it smells very lovely. I will grow a whole bunch of that next year. And then a seed pod or seed head, because you want that like different heights, different textures. So if I show this other one, we can just kind of look at. Does anybody do dried flower bouquets? Anybody in the chat or on the panel?
No, but I wanted to.
I
I
really want
actually
to.
saw
Yeah.
a lady who was able. Oh, I just answered because I didn't know how long you would be away. In the chat for Diva. I wanted to because I saw a lady on Etsy who is now, she was an RN. She is now making enough on her Etsy with dried flower arrangement stuff for like weddings. And she makes this wood piece where you just have like eucalyptus hanging down. And then she'll put the dried flowers on that. She's making close to $9,000 a month.
That's a lot.
Wow.
Yeah.
What?
I mean, she sells other things on her Etsy shop, but that those pieces go for like $250. And she has thousands of purchasers
Wow.
Wow.
purchase them because it would look beautiful above a bed. It would look, great at a wedding. Yeah. So I would love to get into that.
Yeah.
But I need to start, growing flowers again.
Two channels, and I believe they're both in Canada, but one channel called You Can't Eat the Grass.
I love
Right.
her. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So, she is a tried and true of, making fresh flower bouquets
Right.
and dried flower bouquets. So she's one to definitely watch. And with the flowers, I would also suggest to add tall verbena.
Ooh.
Yeah.
It's a very unique one, and it's super prolific, and it's still flowering out there right now. But it has the look of the dried, but it's kind of this iridescent iridescent kind of purple, not iridescent, sorry, purpley blue flower, and
how
they're
we-
beautiful. So that's one to add to your list. And then I just have to go and look up that other
Called
channel,
tall verbena.
tall verbena.
Okay, is that it? Lemon verbena similar? Does it have a like a citrusy kind of scent to it?
Nope.
Okay.
No, florist love to grow it. I'm just gonna go grab it here, and then I will just do a
Lovely.
share screen.
Sweet compliment, Howie.
Okay, that means I have to do
Ah,
something now, right?
Yes, you do.
You just click on it.
Yeah.
You're fine.
You just
There,
click on
yeah.
it, and then I'll control it.
Okay.
So this is what the
it's
tall
beautiful.
verbena. Yeah, it's absolutely lovely. Here's
Very
another one here.
It's
Um,
pretty.
I
yeah,
think
so
I've seen that dried down,
Yeah.
possibly.
So it holds
Yeah.
its color maybe when it's dried.
Yeah.
Yeah, well,
Okay.
it's November here right now, and I'll view that one bigger. See if we can get it bigger here. Share this tab instead. Yeah, it's a little bit bigger. So yeah, and it takes care of itself. I mostly just rip it out all the
Yeah.
time. but
Oh.
it's a really wonderful one. Like you can just see how pretty that would be in a
Oh,
bouquet.
This is
Right?
the one.
Yeah, yeah.
Mhm.
Duncan, are they also called sea lavenders? I just looked up the status flower. And that's the one actually that I've seen dried that looks similar. to
Russell,
mine.
we'll get to that in the gift section. Settle down.
All of them can be made into
Yeah.
booze, okay?
Oh.
All of them can be made into booze.
Yeah, I didn't
You can
even.
make anything into booze.
I've got amaryllis that I could do baby amaryllis as gifts, like in little pots for people, because that's. I didn't even think of that until you guys are all talking about flowers. Sorry, we'll get to that later though.
Diva, do you have a picture of your centerpiece that you had for your celebration? Did you grow that centerpiece and create it, or was that a family member's? You had a. You wanna
I
talk
did it
about
all
that?
myself.
Is all yourself?
I did it all my. Yeah, it was just I just put squash around a vase that had the tall verbena in it.
Yeah, it looked wonderful. And that's just.
So it
you
was
know,
like super simple.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if I have my phone here to show it.
I shared the flower that Duncan was
Oh.
mentioning.
I wish I would like make a sound. Okay.
There it is, in that
Sea
woman's
lavender.
hand. And then I think
Yeah, that's kind of like a status
it
for
is.
me.
It's kind of similar to what you have growing. That's the status, she said.
Yeah, status is short. These tall verbena are like they go above my head.
Yeah, it's good to have a variety of short and long and tall.
But the status, of course, like
Yes.
like my tall verbena, it wasn't dried, and so it was like after 3 days, it's like out the door you go because you're dropping all those little purpley petals. Ugh. I don't like flowers in the house unless
What?
they're
You
dried.
don't like flowers in the house?
Unless they're dried.
Really?
Because it's a mess.
It smells and
It
gets
does get to
tawny
smell if
and-
you don't change
yeah,
the water.
the
Yeah.
water.
Exactly.
Yep. It is
Gets
kind of a
funky
thing.
smelling.
You have to make
I
them.
do too, Miss Sharon. They're
Sharon,
gorgeous.
thanks for bringing that up. Let's look at a wreath that you can make with flowers. Ooh, wait. Okay, now
Whoa,
how do I
pretty.
make you
Click on
Go
that
up to her
tiny
dot.
square. and
Up in the right hand corner of
the
her
3
picture,
dots and
three
then what?
dots, and then it'll say about putting her solo screen layout.
Solo layout?
Yeah.
Okay, there.
I'll
I think
try to
that looks
hold it.
so good.
Yeah, they look great, especially with the little squashes.
Yes.
Trying to hold it straight.
Very holiday-ish.
Well, it's kind of weird to me if you actually think about it, because it's like, why is that purple with all that, orange and yellow and all those squashes? Like that makes no
Well,
sense
no.
to me.
When
Oh,
you talk
yellow
about
and-
color, okay, how do I undo it,
The
guys?
color wheel is yellow purple.
Just click on it. The little box
Complimentary.
again.
Click on the exit solo layout. Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
Yeah, there you
Um,
go.
I
Got
love
you.
when you're looking at color palettes for building a bouquet, having those contrasts, like what's your face talks about this all the time. From You Can't Eat the Grass. Can't think of her name.
Selena.
Serena?
Serena, sorry.
She talks about purple and yellow go really well together.
Yeah,
And
they do.
yellow is
They
like the
do.
squash part of it. Yeah.
Yeah. They're complementary
Thank-
colors on the
Need
color
a
wheel.
redundancy. Maybe
Anytime,
we'll do this again.
yeah. Anytime you think of
You
complimentary,
will do this again.
Yes, you
That's
will.
right.
Think of contrast colors and textures make a good. That's right, Miss Sharon. But complementary colors, you think of teams like football teams.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
we
how
have our art
pretty! That looks so
gal. Yeah,
Victorian.
if wreaths are a way to decorate your house. They had
Yeah,
dried fruit
yeah.
as well with cinnamon sticks.
Okay, I see the
Now,
oranges.
hmm
it looks great.
Yeah, I love that. I love dried oranges and
Ba-dum-bum.
cinnamon during the holidays. Yeah.
Now, I am not a wreath maker, okay? It's too repetitive, it's too monotonous. I don't dig it whatsoever. My hands hurt afterwards. Is anybody in here a wreath maker?
I've made wreaths. It's
I
okay.
do them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
No, it's
just
okay.
wasn't good experience the first time, maybe.
Might have
Mm.
been just too hard on yourself. It is a learning curve.
It was an
And
evergreen one, you know? And
Oh.
I just don't think I had the right. I did it at home and I should have took a class. Like they have classes
right.
where you can get together with a group and they have the right staples and machines and clickers and doohickeys. I tried to
The
do
hot
it.
glue.
Yeah.
I,
The
I'm
Hot
not.
wire.
glue.
I do not love hot glue, but I know how to use it.
Ow! Yeah.
Yeah. It's
I've got many a scar on my hands from hot glue
Right,
burns.
right.
Yeah, you
Mhm.
could just do it with Anne's place. You could do one with bay leaves and the orange and the cinnamon, and it wouldn't be
Oh,
as
I love that
busy.
you think it's too busy because that is how we each have our own unique eye when we're creating.
Yeah.
I
Mhm.
love that you said that.
Mhm.
I bought my mom just one that was all bay leaves one year, and she loved it. And then, of course, afterwards, she could use the bay leaves.
Oh, that's
wish I
really
could-
good.
Grow bay leaves here. That'd be wonderful.
Yeah, it was
Mhm.
actually it was a when I was working present, like when I had money coming in, because it was I think from like Williams Sonoma. They always have amazing wreath ideas. If you can't buy them because they're so expensive, just the ideas are pretty cool.
I was just about to say that, Duncan. I like the grapevine wreaths, and I've got all kinds of grapevine out here,
Yeah.
but
Grapevine
I don't have the
wreaths.
taste. Yeah, which you
Oh,
can, if you get it long enough pieces, you can, you can weave it.
mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We didn't do the pruning of our dogwood in the back and
Dogwood, yeah.
in the spring, and so we're actually going to do it this year. And I've been watching videos on how to do basket weaving because that's my
Oh,
next fun
basket
thing.
weaving.
I'm
Yeah,
going to
that's a
try
great thing to learn
weave
for
That would
homesteading.
be.
because I want a nice big basket so that when I go out to harvest, that I can put it all in and bring it
Okay.
home. Other than an IKEA bag.
I
love
like
that.
eggnog in my coffee,
Talking about raspberry rock
actually,
here.
but
I
not.
am not an eggnog gal. No.
But I'm not a homemade eggnog. I've had it before, actually, straight up from a
I'm
full
not doing
blood
it.
Austrian, and he
Oh.
made it really good. I only had a sip because I wasn't legal at the time. Um, I just had a sip. It was a friend's dad who made it, but it was pretty good. I have to say it was pretty good. But yeah, it's not my favorite either. I like the creamers that come out with that flavor
Mm.
because I like the spices of the holidays, like the cinnamons and
Yeah.
the warm spices, the nutmegs and all that.
Mhm.
Pumpkin spice.
I've heard that sunflowers dry well, but I don't have experience with that. Creative redundancy.
No.
You could try drying some of your sunflowers, but I don't. They're not really on the top list of flowers to dry for a bouquet.
Yeah, they do use them though, but it would be more a spring wreath. They really shrink down. I think they use a different type of sunflower for wreaths than
Yeah,
the
for
ones you were
arrangements.
baking. Creative. How
Sounds
was
like
that, by the way? Creative Redundancy baked a sunflower head. I think he mentioned
You can
In
eat them
what-
raw too, I guess.
in one
It's
of
a
our
wonderful
side
thing to
chats.
grow.
I've heard they're kind of like. Do they taste like artichoke or something? Like when you
Oh.
bake them?
Oh.
What do they taste like, CR? I'm really interested. Not that I can grow sunflowers because
I didn't get artichoke. I didn't get the artichoke flavor from mine. Mine was more of a like flowery.
Oops. Did you
Um,
bake it though?
How do I take
Mhm.
Oh, I didn't know you roasted yours too. I'm sorry, Barry.
This is a wreath that Kristen Grounds, did you say your daughter made it?
Oh, beautiful.
Wow. Is
So,
that ever
wow.
beautiful?
She's got
It's
patience.
gingerbread. Oh,
Oh
wreath.
yeah, that's what I've made before.
Gingerbread.
Gingerbread men and ladies.
Wow.
That's
It looks
really took
beautiful.
some time.
Did she make the gingerbread things herself with like the cinnamon dough? 'Cause that's awesome too. Making
So
little.
we're kind of getting into the gift land.
Mhm.
So I wanted to know before I go into gift options and ideas, has anybody ever given a plant as a gift? And how did it
Like you
go?
mean from your garden?
It could be, yeah, or a cutting, from a house plant that maybe you bought.
Yeah. No, I the only plants that I give away or gift is I'll order poinsettias to
Oh,
give to, send to my mom or whatever. So other than that, I don't tend to
Oh, good. Okay.
I don't
Pine
tend
tree.
to do
I was
that.
thinking of him. Sorry.
Yeah.
Sierra said.
But
Pine tree.
yeah,
Yeah.
but I do like, I'm always I've always got plans to have little starts, it's like
Right.
I've got the
yeah.
rosemary, I've got the lavender. So some of them I sell, but when friends come, like I just dug up a whole bunch of celery, moved it around. And so I've got all these celery plants. And so when my friends came and helped move wood chips around, it was like, hey, do you want a celery? So I do a lot of
Great.
that.
Yeah.
Like when I borrow the juicer or the steamer, when I return it, I always return it with a loaf of sourdough bread
Oh, I
as a
love that.
thank you.
Yeah.
hmm
Very nice.
So gifting those kinds of things.
Right.
But to do an actual plant, I never make an intention because I'm not a plant person,
Take
and I would hate it if you gave me a plant.
really?
Actually, no. What I hate more
like
is if you give me cut flowers. It's like,
Mm.
don't give me flowers.
Yeah.
And then yes, give me a plant, but don't give me a plant I don't want. So I don't know that I want your plant. So don't give it
It's
to
a
me.
risk, right? If you
Right.
know, if
So
you don't
yeah,
know.
Yeah.
yeah,
Right.
We've had an
yeah.
understanding in the house for now 15 years at least, or in the marriage, that you give me a living plant that, I want, or you give me an orchid.
Oh, an
Don't give me cut
orchid.
flowers.
Yeah.
Because that's the same. I don't like the idea of them just, that's it. You just totally killed a plant for me. I don't,
Oh.
you just,
Yeah.
Yeah.
you just die. I
And
don't
it's
like
going to
that.
last in my house for five
Yeah.
days, and then all the petals and carnage,
Gone.
and then I've got to clean that up. So it's like, yeah,
Right.
don't buy me flowers. No.
Yeah.
But if it's
I
a
like
plant that I
However,
really want,
Right.
and you know it, then yes,
Yeah.
gift it to me. I would be
Right.
like, oh, hi, Red.
however, there's some seeds to be had there.
Yeah.
True.
Seeds are a great gift
You
too.
can harvest the seeds and start something
Yes. Oh, you mean
if you
on the
really like
flowers?
it.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you really like it.
Yeah.
And also does not like getting flowers. Yeah, I'm easily distracted by plants. So my husband knows to buy me a plant that I can
Right.
grow, not
Mhm.
one that's been chopped.
Right.
Yes.
So
Yes.
that is on the top of the list, potted plants, cuttings from house plants, and then also maybe if you
Sure.
know that the person you're giving a gift to is a chef type of person, you can give
Right.
them like a mini herb garden.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
Mint,
really good.
Thyme.
basil,
That thyme.
oregano, dill, parsley, cilantro are pretty good, like to have on hand for cooking
Yeah.
purposes. And I mean, it would be in a cuter container if
Yeah. But
you
you
had
could
it
wrap the
figured
container
out.
too. Like if you don't have the
Yes,
money for the container, you could always
Yeah.
just wrap and then tie a bow.
Yeah.
And,
Even just
I
using
don't mean wrap it and
newspaper.
close it and suffocate it. You know what I mean?
No, just the
Yeah.
fan out
Leave
and
it
with
open.
some
The
newspaper
fan.
and some jute twine.
I
Yeah.
love that. See, that's the part that I lack in is the like presentation of the gift because I like did all of the creating of the gift and now I have to make it look pretty. Are you kidding me? Like I'm not there yet, right? In the process.
I can make things pretty, but I can't plan worth a crap. So that's why we love having you, Johnny, because you
Oh
kind of
yeah.
balance us out.
Good idea to unwrap that dead apple tree there, Raspberry
Yeah,
Rock.
that would be a good idea.
Let's see.
I didn't know that though until recently, Duncan. So
This one?
yeah, I feel like kicking my own butt. because
Yeah.
he did buy me roses, and I was angry because he got me a bunch of roses for our 25th wedding anniversary, and I was like, that could have been a fruit tree. I didn't want
Right.
roses. I've never wanted them, and I was
Oh no.
yeah. And he knew that, like, but it was something he wanted to do, and it was like, I'm glad you enjoyed it, but all I could think of is that was a lot of money that I could have had a really great fruit tree with.
Right.
Mm.
Oh, I'm
Um,
awful that way. I just
so we talked about this a little bit earlier for the homemade preserves and stuff. So
yeah,
again, with your artist mind, you would like make this pretty
yeah.
and
You
give
can
it to
you
them.
can tell them to take the ring off, but they used to do just little circles of even material, and they put
Yeah.
the
Yeah.
ring down on
Piece of
it.
fabric.
Yeah.
You can also gift seeds from your garden. You can
Mhm.
make a pretty envelope.
Right.
It's something that you kind of work into your routine as a gardener. You might not save seed the first year or the second year or the third year, but eventually you kind of learn, oh, this went to seed. I can save these seeds, and then you can pass them along. So that's
Yeah.
always like a gift you can do.
And you could
Um,
make your own envelopes out of
oh,
paper that you've stamped with that plant, like
It
how
makes it personal.
yeah.
Very much so. But it's also a lot of work.
Yes, it is a lot
right.
of work.
Yeah. And
When
then I would have
when
to start that in what, August, the stamping
right,
of the planning of the,
Yeah.
you know,
right,
Pretty much.
yeah.
Something that I'm going to do new this year is a tincture.
Mm.
So I took oregano, plant matter, and I did fresh and chopped it up, and I
Awesome.
put it in a jar with this is vodka that I did, and I'm
Okay.
letting it infuse for a certain amount of time, and then I'm going to separate the plant matter and put it in a tincture bottle.
Hmm.
Uh, and
All I heard was vodka.
Okay. And then white rum is my other one. I have two different ones going, but I've never done that before, so that's new.
Right.
And I'm probably not gifting that honestly to other people because
No.
I don't want to explain any part
Right.
of it unless I know they know what
Yeah.
the benefits are and
I
stuff.
think you could do it with an oil, like if you did like an infused organic oregano and thyme oil, because it's
Oh,
medicinal, but they
yeah.
also could use it culinary if they wanted to, or garlic too in the oil. But some people say if you use the garlic, it can go funky. I don't
Right.
know. I don't know if
Yeah,
it
all those infused oils and vinegars with something that you grew counts as a
can.
gift.
Right.
You could put it in a cute like a little flip top bottle or even get like a pour
Oh, I love
olive
those
oil
bottles.
top, and
Yeah.
give it as
Mhm.
a gift.
I love-
You were talking about bath salts.
Yeah.
South Florida Sunshine.
Right.
I did that last year and I have one left. So I put one was chamomile that I grew and one was hibiscus that I grew, and then I
Oh,
added Epsom salts and pink Himalayan salt. And then you just put this whole thing in the bath like you're making tea.
oh,
You don't
okay.
open it because then you don't
Yeah.
get the
Yeah,
stuff
because then you'll have all
everywhere.
the stuff. Yeah.
Right, because I want like the salt will dissolve, but then that flour is gonna
Yeah.
stay in the satchel.
Yep.
So that's
Mhm.
one that you could put
I think I
together.
left that tip off with my kids when I let them do that for a gift. We did it for Mother's Day. We did a peppermint foot soak, and then we did a bath soak. And I forgot to tell them to use it as tea bags, so they're hopefully their
Yeah.
mothers figured it out.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
I do have those, like I do have my dried, I did actually pick the lavender this year, and then I bought off of Amazon, they're little bags similar to what you have, a little bit smaller, and
Yeah.
they do say lavender on them. And I haven't finished processing. It's like, it's a work in progress, right? And
Yeah,
but
but you
that
have
I
that
think
video. You did the
Mhm.
video where you showed
I did.
making the sachets.
I
That was
showed
beautiful.
making 4.
And then you were like, "Okay, this is labor
Okay,
intensive."
I'm gonna come back to this. And when did I do that? Wasn't it like August? I don't know. Or was it January
Right.
last
Oh
year?
my god!
So it's
No
the
one
bins
will
are there.
find.
The thrashing of
Right,
the lavender. It's still in the sheet.
right.
Just because
Yeah.
there's other stuff that you got to do, and I'm waiting. And so it's like
Totally.
getting the yard put to bed, because when the
Right.
rains come, I'm actually going to probably do laundry. That's what I'm going to do. I'm
Right.
going to do some laundry when the rains come,
One of
where
the
I fold it and put it away.
One of the things I was going to do was the video on what I did for a gathering, for a family gathering, where I used actually, you can go and get those little heart tins that they use
Mhm.
at Michael's for like weddings, and
Mhm.
and most of us have Michael's. I don't know. Does Canada have Michael's? The craft
Yes,
store?
yes, but everything that's at Michael's
I
costs
know.
$7,000.
Oh.
Well, sometimes they have the 40% coupon, so
So then
that'll-
it costs $6,000.
yeah, it'll knock it down a little bit.
Yeah.
But I used the 40% coupons and got a bunch of those little heart containers, and I made a gardener salve in one, and then the other one that I stacked on top was a little, instead of giving just seeds, I made a little gorilla. They're called like gorilla bombs, like where you
Right.
just gorilla garden, where you would throw them over
Oh.
into vacant lots,
A bunch
and
of
they would.
seeds in a
And they're
compact.
made out of clay, like you
Okay.
make them out of air dry clay. So I did like little heart shaped ones and put them in
Oh,
there,
neat.
and then used like chamomile and not chamomile. I used calendula and other different like extra seeds on the bottom for it to sit in, and then just wrapped that in an organza bag and gave that as gifts. But yeah, it was a little bit of work in progress.
A little bit of work. Yeah. I haven't made any gifts yet, by the way, guys. I had the plan to start this months ago, but I have not made one gift yet. So this is maybe my little kick to like, maybe you should
Right?
get that done, approached this weekend. Anne's Place has a question for Storms, Radios, and Cats. Barry, where are the cats?
Well, this is so weird, y'all. Because I'm looking over my laptop, and she asked, "Okay, we're all on the same wavelength tonight." Somebody left like a dog or like a pet bed, it's round,
Yeah, that was so nice.
and they're all. You know what? I'm
So
not going to
sweet.
explain it. I'm just going to turn the camera around.
You're in kind of
I
a
was
different
wondering
setup
who left
tonight.
that little cat donut for
Oh,
you.
there they are.
It's a cat puddle.
It's a total cat puddle. It's adorable.
Oh my gosh.
Look at it. Oh, Barry, that's so sweet. It was meant for them.
Yeah.
It's like a little god
I
thing.
don't care that a dog used to sleep there.
So sweet.
Well, now the smell of cats is in there, so they don't probably even smell the dog anymore.
Nope.
Yeah.
It's claimed for sure.
Miss Sharon, I am in that position. So I purposefully was thinking like, okay, I'm gonna grow these flowers and I'm gonna already have the oils. So when I harvest them throughout the summer and dry them, I can get this started. So I
Right.
have the tools to maybe make something. Cuteness outbreak, thank you. In the winter. So I still have one with the plant matter in it.
Nice.
This is calendula in sunflower oil.
Nice.
And then you strain out the plant matter and you're left with the oil, and then you can create something with it. So this one is plantain in almond oil.
Nice.
And then this one is dandelion in olive oil. And
Well, so you are ahead. Like,
Yeah.
if
that
you've already got
part's
those,
done, right?
yeah. So then it's just a matter of putting it
So then
into
it's
the vessel.
grabbing like,
Right.
okay, so I've got
Got your
the
beeswax.
beeswax.
There you
I've
go.
got the cocoa butter. Oh, that was
Yeah,
probably loud on
you
my
ready.
side. And then shea butter, and I got that part done. So
Shea
then you
butter
think,
is temperamental. The only
Is
thing
it?
I will say about shea, it's
does
temperamental.
it separate
It can beat up.
easily?
It
Beat
can
up.
make little
Okay.
beads in your.
Oh boy, I want to whip the mixture if that helps with the not
Yeah.
have that happen. So then you're like, okay, I got that. Now I have to put it in something. So you can go basic. This is just
Yeah, that's
this
beautiful.
4 ounce
Right.
mason jar.
Yeah.
Or you can have like a tin for a balm,
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
and then there's like your fancier situation.
And right now they have those little printers on sale. They're doing like an early Black Friday, and they'll do another Black Friday on Amazon, like that you can do right from your phone. So you can do like little round stickers if you want.
Oh, for the top or
Yep.
even here.
Yep.
Well, not on that, but yeah. Okay.
I've been eyeing them. That's how I know I'd like to get one.
Yeah, I really hope to like get a recipe locked in and try and make it and then hand it out. I thought
Right.
that would be cute.
Yeah, absolutely.
I want to make soap. I was gonna bring my tallow and show that if you don't know what tallow looks like, but
Nice.
it's
I
in the
do.
fridge. Has anybody made soap here?
I Yeah, I've made soap, but I've never done it like I've done it from
Oh,
what Michael sells. You know what I mean? Like those blocks.
What do you got, Diva?
No, I did soap.
Yeah,
What
we
was
did.
your which kind of soap did you make? What's the
I
base of
used
the
I used a well, I can't think. Well, it was a melt and pour.
why?
No,
Yeah.
no, it was no, I was just it was an automatic melt and pour, but it was a glycerin.
Yep.
And
That's
then
what
we
it is.
infused a little bit of Young Living lavender essential oils, and then we put real pieces of lavender, and then I put pieces of my loofah in it.
Oh,
It's not the best.
Awesome.
It's
Oh,
not my
that's
best
right. You
work.
did that on and she
I've
did
made a
on
video
that.
about it. I make a
And
video
she
about it
did a
every day.
video on that. Yeah.
okay. I don't remember in the video. Is it in singular molds or like a brick and then you chopped it up when you
No,
were
we put them in our silicone muffin pan.
Yeah.
So they were little round ones
oh
and put the
round?
loofahs right in it. But I left the loofahs sitting up because it's like, you can lather the bottom, but if you wanted to use it as a body scrub,
Right.
then you could put the body scrub on it, right?
Yeah.
So, but I think I should have left it go over top, and I didn't. So they weren't something that were saleable. So
Oh,
I am gonna use them as gifts. Send them to my mom for Christmas, and I did one. I did one with I think it was ylang ylang. I think, or no, yeah, ylang ylang, and then the other one was lavandar. And but I will do that again because we can just like from the feed store, they just have bricks of melt and pour um, of all different kinds, and I would just keep it basic and simple. For the future, and my loofahs didn't do like I think the biggest that they got was maybe about that big this year, and I only got 3. So
is that
I'm
because of the weather that you guys had? Do you think?
yep,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
saw a guy actually peel them green.
yes, yeah.
And
I'm trying that. It wasn't super successful, but I
yeah,
think
did it
because
get
it was
weird?
still too young.
Yeah.
So I think I got like 2 seeds out of one of them, but
Yeah. Yeah. This is the one Young Living that I actually did put poop. I put it in the gardening salve along with hold on, doing the virtual background fixing it.
Mhm.
Along with I had infused a peppermint oil from the last peppermint my dad had grown. But this one is called Kid Sense. It's called Sleepies. And it's got that like it's chamomile, lavender, and a bunch of other it's a blend.
Oh, it promotes restful.
Yeah, and promotes
peaceful.
rest and
Yeah.
it's just nice too. Like, it smells good on the hands along with like a little bit of like rosemary or mint. Yeah, yummy. But
So the other thing on the list was a granola, which at first I was like, what do you mean granola as a gift?
right.
But they were like, well, if you have fruits that you've dried,
Mm-hmm.
then add that to the granola and then now you have a gift. And I was like, okay, I get it.
Right.
I don't have enough producing right now, but that was one of the things we're trying is getting perennial fruits growing.
Yeah. The one thing is too, like getting out there and looking for foraged fruit. Like down south, there's wild muscadines. There's the mulberry trees that are pretty much everywhere. You can do things with the mulberries, strawberries, like Barry said, but you got to make sure it's the right type of strawberry. Blackberries, raspberries.
Yeah.
We down here have weird fruits, so you kind of have to grow your own. Except for we have the wild muscadines, but I have not found a female wild muscadine. But I'm not out in the wild of Florida because we have gators and we have moccasins and we have rattlesnakes, like 2 different types. So,
the melt and pour is excellent. Kristen, it was not because it was dry here. It was because it was not hot here. It was we were very late in like our spring. It just stayed spring all the time and like poor spring, not a nice spring. So they didn't get enough real heat. So I am going to move them to another place. I thought where they were would be okay, but I think it has too much non uncomposted chicken poop in it. So I think the ground might be too hot, like
Mm,
too
Oh,
spicy for them. So I'm
right.
going to try them instead of growing cantaloupe and honeydew, which we barely eat. I'm going to
Mhm.
grow the loofahs out in the front instead of the back. But
What's their maturity rate? Because it's a long one too, right? That
for
oh, like how
loofahs,
many days does
yeah.
it take?
I think
Hmm.
it's long. Yeah.
Yeah,
Probably
it's long. I'm
150.
pretty
I don't
sure. So
know,
you
more than
need that
that.
warmth for a while. DC, hi
Hey,
DC.
Yes.
DCBs.
Good to
Ooh,
see you.
hello.
And that's another thing. If you are a beekeeper, you have honey, and you can do emulsions of honey
Oh yeah,
too.
that opens up a whole nother level
Yeah,
of
I
it,
wish I could
you
be a
know.
beekeeper, but I still don't know if I'm allergic to them.
So tea is a wonderful way to provide a gift to your family. You have dried
You guys,
calendula, chamomile,
yeah,
hibiscus is what I have here. You can put it in a cute little vial is what comes to my mind for a word, but
right.
I don't know if that's the right word, honestly. You don't have to like put it in a tea bag. You can just do
Mm-hmm.
loose leaf
Mm-hmm.
because tea is a good drink.
Right. Right. And then there's rose hip, just even like rose hips, organic rose hips for those who are
So
in
we're trying to
Canada.
harvest rose hips,
Hmm?
and so you take it off the plant, and then what do? You just
Dry
let
it.
it dry out in the air?
And you
Mm.
could
Because
probably
what if
dry
it
it
looks
in
like
the
it's
air, or you
mushy?
can dry it in your dehydrator. You could
Okay.
probably dry it on your lowest setting, but you would have to watch it in your oven.
Do you like pick off? There's like a little, I don't have it out here right now.
We have roselle. So down here, I have
Okay.
hibiscus. I don't have them. They're more of a northern, colder climate. The ones that are true, like rose hips. But then
Okay.
again, I could be wrong because there's always room to grow. There might be a southern rosehip that works like that.
Yeah. Yeah. Does anyone make ornaments with things that they've grown? Like I've seen where you take a ring from a jar and you wrap rosemary around it and a string. You call
Well,
that
when I was young, when I had young kids, yes. Now that I'm old, no.
no more making homemade ornaments for
I don't
people.
do. I don't craft.
No more crafts.
No, no.
Well, Steven and I both want cinnamon trees, so maybe the day will come when
Yeah.
I can do like my own and our own cinnamon rolls that
The
we cut
bark
off our
thing.
trees. But
Yeah.
that's what I
Mhm.
do, the little sticks, and I kind of tie them with twine to put on the tree to make it smell nice. And sometimes you can slap on a dried orange. But I'm like the only Floridian, I think, gardener who can't grow a bunch of citrus because my native Floridian daughter is allergic to citrus pollen.
Oh.
Yeah, go figure. Crazy.
Wow.
But I do wish, the biggest wish, one of the bigger wish gifts, I could get a freeze dryer because if my jabuticaba continues to get larger, I've seen people like juice them and then freeze dry the juice, and it's like such a rarity that people have something like that. And I wonder too
Oh,
how that would be with like soursop. Oh, what did I say? That's shocking.
I think it was about this one.
loofah.
200 days until they're able
Yes,
to
I
harvest their
figured they
sponges.
took a really long time
I
because
don't have 200 days.
yeah, I thought so. I haven't. I put some seeds in and I didn't have them come up. Is there a trick to those seeds? Do you have to pre-soak loofah seeds
Loofahs.
or
You
do a
should
little
score them,
score? Yeah,
and if they do have a little tip, it is okay just to snip off that
snip
tip
it.
because the outer casing is pretty strong. But definitely for most grow zones, you definitely want to have you definitely want to start them indoors. Uh,
Okay.
yeah, for most grow zones, they would probably grow amazingly for you down because it's humidity is not the problem at all. Um,
Okay.
yeah.
I need to have a place to put them. I've got to have structure. My biggest thing is not having the structures for all the vines that we have. We have tons of
Hmm.
vines down here that I would love to grow, but
Mm,
I need to build a whole like arbor like situation to grow all this things like that because our place that sells the cattle panels is quite far, and my husband's truck that he has from work is the smaller size. So
Mm.
getting them home is a problem,
Mhm.
and shipping like delivery is ridiculous because
Mhm.
it's I would say it's like a half an hour to 45 minutes away where the place is.
Yeah, hardiness zones back to the loofah is 7 to 13.
Yeah, so they would do well here.
Mm-hmm.
I have 18 going into winter. We'll see how they do.
No.
Yeah, that's scary as a beekeeper to see if they'll make it or not. I'm sure DC, especially you've been working with them this whole year.
Yeah. Crazy Life Homestead, what is your grow zone? Where is this here? Nope, not that one. Where was I?
Have you looked up people in Arizona? Because there are really great gardeners in Arizona, Kristen. There really are.
Oh, you should be able to grow the crazy watermelon. Okay, 6B, 7A. All right.
It's just you can't. Yeah, that's what
her
I
her
said.
grown zone is
That's
Hades as well.
mine's Hades A. Yeah, you probably have Hades B out there. You have to probably grow the opposite time of everybody else, just like me.
Yeah. Yeah, that's what Nicole Smith gardening. It's funny when, we're starting to put our stuff to bed and she's harvesting. Oh, look it, I've got some tomatoes. Oh, look it, I've got, and you're like, what?
Where's
So neat.
Nicole? I thought she was up near you. She's not?
Nicole Smith gardening is she's down with CC. She's in
Oh, she's Texas.
Texas.
That's right. That's right. She's Texas.
Mm-hmm,
Yeah.
mm-hmm.
Yeah, Kristen, I bet check your extension service
Oh,
and
there's a new pool.
they might have ideas for you and especially when to start because ours is totally different here in South Florida. We actually are going into what would be spring fall. We can do spring and fall plants together right now. And this spring we call I didn't come up with this was another channel came up with it. It's summer junior, and then we have summer senior, and then we have Hades. That's August is usually Hades, but Hades lasted a really long time this year. It was like August, September. Here we are in November and we're still in the upper 80s during the day. It was like hot the other day. I couldn't believe how hot it was.
It was absolutely gorgeous here today.
Oh, good.
Even with a light breeze, but like this was enough for me.
Okay.
We were in the shade, and then we went up in the woods to investigate something, and by the time we come out of the woods, we were just like, whoa.
CR, I wish I could.
It was in the upper 60s today, so.
That's awesome, Crazy Life. Are you going to let the 10 fruit finish out?
What was this? DCBs went into winter with 10. What are we talking about?
10 of his
Hives? Okay.
Thank you. They call them something else. I can't remember. Not just hives. I forget what they call those boxes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it might be just like too much thought process for me to keep bees. Not to mention, I would have to get tested to see that I wouldn't die as soon as they decided to sting me one day. That would be awful. But we so need them. That's it. Thank you, Duncan. I was trying to think of that word. Bee nukes.
How do you say it?
Nukes.
Nukes? Okay.
We
The stacked box.
Kentucky Goblin let me know that where to get local honey, so that's a plus.
Good.
Okay, everything went mushy.
Oh, so you had the cold snap then.
Yeah, I still have cherry tomatoes out there growing
Wow,
from the summer.
that's so crazy.
And then I am getting. I did go and buy some starts of 3 different kinds of brassicas. I think I've got the cauliflower, the broccoli, and the cabbage.
Yeah, I think I'm doing starts. My only nervous thing about that is the nematodes
Yeah.
that were brought in last time.
Well, that's all I really had for the subject. If we want to go around, have any final thoughts or ideas on what you got from this?
No,
We
it
can
was
take
really
that.
eye-opening. Like, I
Mhm.
never really thought about, my garden and what it produces for the holidays, and that I can really contribute to my holiday table.
Yes.
That was a good subject.
Yeah, when you're planting
Right.
spring, when you're riding this winter, what are you going to do? You can add this to the back of your mind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For sure.
So the poll, I clicked end poll. Did this help you with what to plant in your garden for the
She
holidays?
makes the real
60%
stuff.
yes.
Sorry, I'm sorry.
No, go ahead. What?
Reading your side chat, Kristen was asking about kimchi, and this is our
Oh, here we
kimchi
go.
lady.
Yeah,
and
go to
Korean.
Diva in the Dirt's channel.
Mhm.
She has a video about making kimchi and some
Yeah,
other.
actually, well, my Marissa makes it. She just did the video by herself. But yeah, we do a lot of fermenting. We're finding that we're fermenting just about everything. So you can
Right.
ferment everything. You can make booze out of everything, and
Mhm.
Okay,
Yeah.
this is freaky because I'll even show you the label. I had like one of these big cup soups, the ramen. I don't remember the brand, but it was kimchi.
Oh yeah,
So,
kimchi
oh,
flavor.
yeah,
They
yeah.
make kimchi flavored chips too, and all kinds
oh,
of
it was,
in Japan,
man, it was heaven.
and probably Korea.
It's
Very
so
good.
good.
And then if you throw a little bit of fresh
Mhm.
kimchi in there, it just makes it that much better.
Yeah, I wish I had some.
Yeah.
So
do.
Like, go ahead.
no, you go. I was gonna end it. You just finish your statement, and then I'm gonna.
I was
Close.
just gonna say it's the reason I bought it because I hadn't had any kimchi for a while,
Yeah.
and Walmart's is too expensive to be buying, so I might have to try to make some.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And
I
just
had-
like Diva said, that's enzymes to help you digest your meal. Same thing with sushi. The reason they started out with the ginger was to help with parasitic stuff that could come with that.
Mm-hmm.
I had planted specific things to make kimchi, but it's not all working out. And I did just buy some from a store.
Mhm.
So next year,
I found
maybe I'll
some
have
good
stuff.
ones. Yeah, I found some good kimchi at the big T with the bullseye store.
Oh, we have another guest here.
Hey,
Why don't you introduce yourself?
Gable,
More-
Goblin.
what's up?
Been sitting there for 10 minutes.
It doesn't make a
Amazing.
sound. You gotta like.
Did you say anything in the private chat? I had to tell her I was in the
No.
basement.
Thank
No,
you,
I
Chris.
just wanted to sit in the basement see how long it'd take her to.
Well, I was talking to. Okay,
Hey,
now you're
since
gonna
this is
get
her
rapid
new-
fire.
Since this is
Rapid
her
fire
first
questions.
live, this is her first live, I'll cut her a break. I just want to see how long it'd take her to notice.
I don't look at that at all. The thing, nope. I wasn't even. It's not even in my. I need
I
to
know it.
like.
I know it wasn't.
Yeah. I
Some of
apologize.
the other streaming softwares, there'll be a little ding dong, a little doorbell, like, or a little click
Right.
for us when someone comes up, like for
When
those
I
that are.
When I was setting this up, there was a toggle that I could have turned on to alert you when. I don't know how they
Yeah.
worded it, but I should click that next time.
Like
See
to
if it
make a
helps me pay
noise.
attention.
Yeah.
I like it like this.
The only thing I don't understand is why can you hear it over the stream too? It should be private for us to hear it, not everyone who's watching us.
Oh.
Yeah.
But I have
like
actually
the
heard
Easy Mux one. They do that. And
I
then
think
you
it should
can,
be sound effects.
yeah,
Like,
and then you can do sound effects in Easy Mux. Like the ding. That was when I was doing the
every
ding
individual
dong. Ding dong.
Yeah. every person has their own sound effect.
Right. CR, she's
So-
doing great.
Randall, we're talking about things that you grow to put on your holiday table or as gifts. Do you have anything that you grow specifically that you can use in meals or gifts? Or do you think in the future you want to purposefully plant something to do that with?
Maybe I wouldn't rule it out.
Thank you, Miss Sharon, for putting Kentucky
wouldn't-
Goblin's channel link.
I wouldn't rule it out, but I don't.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
Do you
it's,
dry any of your corn? Or
No.
do you pop
it's
corn
in my
stuff?
it's in my belly.
Well, it's fresh.
I
I
didn't
would
have
love
that much. It didn't produce that much.
Mm.
Okay.
I would love
It
to
had-
do that
It
jewel.
had that rot in it. And didn't do,
It had
do-
what?
It had rot in the stalks.
Oh.
It didn't none of it do any good. And I got about maybe 2 dozen, 3 dozen, about 3 dozen ears off of it.
Was it a worm attack this year?
No, I looked down into the stalks and I could see it was kind of a blackish. I think it got some kind of blight or a fungus. Or something.
Oh,
Mm.
because I would love to try that jewel corn. That's so pretty that they even made beads out of, and you can use that as like decoration.
I was
Andrew,
doing
hello.
peaches and cream
Andrew.
when I was using
Good to see you.
What was
Yeah.
that? What, Caleb?
I had peaches and creams. What I had, and I don't know if I had.
It's supposed to be delicious.
But what I got was pretty delicious. I must say, you know, I was thankful to get that much out.
Mm-hmm. Peaches and cream is bicolor, right? What we would.
Yeah, it's kind of white and
White.
yellow. It's pretty
That-
nice. It's pretty
That
tasty.
jewel corn, how tall does jewel corn get on a stalk?
Some of
Is-
them are. Oh, I don't
like
know
the-
how tall
Like
the
the
stalk
stalk
is.
gets how many feet tall? Does anybody know? Because I thought it was a really tall.
I'm not
growing
sure,
corn.
but I saw somebody like popping them off, and he lets them kind of dry on the stalk,
Yeah.
and then goes and pops them
I
off.
may not. I think next year if I grow corn, of course I like peaches and cream, but I believe that may be the problem.
Have a great
Yeah,
day,
it may not.
Ann.
I might have to just grow regular garden corn and be done with it. You know,
Yeah.
Hmm.
it seems to hold up better.
Yeah, and growing popcorn goes back to the story that we were told, which was that was one of the
9
things
feet
that the
tall.
Native
9 feet.
Americans-
Okay. That's tall. 9 feet? That's tall.
9 feet. Oh my gosh! Wow,
Yeah, I want to grow popcorn better next year. My popcorn was
stalks are
not.
pretty good.
that would be great though for nosy neighbors.
Yeah. So there you go.
My stalks are pretty good, tall. You know, it just
Right. And they bend. Like once they're
Oh,
dried
bend,
out,
but-
you can just bend them down and pop them off. It'll work.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you to the panel. We have Diva in the Dirt, Maureen, South Florida Sunshine, Carol, Storms, Radios, and Cats, Barry, and
me in the basement.
Basement dweller.
Kentucky Goblin, Randall.
In the basement.
Basement dweller.
Remember to like, subscribe, and share this live stream. We really hope to do this again with a different subject. And always learn as you grow. Bye-bye.
Yes.
Hopefully, I'm not in the
Bye,
basement.
everybody.
Welcome to the journey where dreams take root. In the heart of earth where nature flows smooth. Sowing seeds of change, watch them reach the sky. In a world of wonders beneath the sunlight. Perennials and annuals all dance as one. In the garden of growth where life has just begun. Plant your visions, let them grow with grace. Let your hopes and dreams in this sacred place. With nature's wisdom, we'll pave our way in harmony. Creating at a speed to take in the lush expanse where life ebbs and flows. A tapestry of green endlessly grows. Glory rose and food for its line. A new world arises, vast and divine. Lost in the rhythm of wind's sweet song. Together we make this haven where we belong. Plant your visions, let them grow with grace in this sacred place. With nature's wisdom, we'll pave our way in heart.